Guys, you are not going to believe the level of insanity we are about to witness on the June 9th episode of General Hospital. First off, we have to talk about the absolute chaos at Windermere. Jen Sidwell has officially dropped the ball, and if you ask me, it is the most calculated move he has made yet. He looked Cassius dead in the eye and confessed that finding Britt is no longer his priority. I mean, can you imagine the look on Cassius's face? It was pure, unadulterated shock. We all know the high stakes involved in this project, and for Sidwell to just pivot like that, it signals a massive shift in their power dynamic. But wait, it gets even juicier. We now know that Ross Cullum has been tasked with a new mission, and the person he has chosen to replace Britt is none other than our beloved Liesel. The way Cullum ambushed her in her own car, guys, that was pure villainy. It is clear he is going to force her to finish whatever dark work Britt started, and I, for one, am terrified of what that means for her safety. Now, let us shift gears to the Dungeon of Despair. Liesel finds herself trapped in the same hellhole as Jocelyn, and the chemistry between them in this nightmare scenario is just palpable. When Jocelyn sees Liesel being dragged in, unconscious and helpless, the panic is real. Jocelyn's question, "What did you do to her?" in the preview was the exact question we were all screaming at our screens. You can bet your life that Jocelyn is going to start digging. She's not just going to sit there. She is going to grill Cassius about his identity. And if my theory holds up, this is the moment where the truth about Nathan finally starts to crumble. It is a slow burn realization, but once it hits, it is going to be devastating. We are looking at a potential identity reveal that will shake the foundation of everything we thought we knew about this imposter. On the other side of town, the alliance between Laura and Sunny is the only thing keeping me sane. Laura is a powerhouse, and watching her tell Sunny that they have survived this long, harrowing nightmare together only to insist they finish it together, that is some top tier writing. I love that she is trying to keep Sunny from crossing that line into darkness, even though we all know how tempted he is to just end Sidwell permanently. If you ask me, this is a delicate balance. If they push too hard, they might lose their moral high ground, but if they don't act, Sidwell will continue to terrorize everyone we love. It is a razor thin margin for error, and I am holding my breath, waiting to see if they can neutralize him without letting the monster win. Then we have the surprise of the century. Christina is heading to medical school. Seriously, guys, who saw this coming? She is admitting that even she knows people will be shocked, and Lucas's reaction is going to be priceless. I honestly think this is a fantastic pivot for her character. It gives her a purpose, a path, and a way to prove herself outside of the shadow of the Corinthos name. Seeing Lucas offer her advice and mentorship is going to be such a sweet, grounding moment in the middle of all this chaos. It is refreshing to see someone focus on a future rather than just surviving the present. But I have to wonder, will this new career path bring her closer to the medical secrets happening at the hospital, or will it just put her in the path of even more danger? Speaking of danger, the tension between Portia and Isaiah is hitting a fever pitch. Portia is trying to keep the peace, literally begging Isaiah to hold off on his revenge plot against Curtis. I get it, Portia is terrified for Trina. The legal fallout from the assault on Isaiah is already hanging over Curtis like a dark cloud, and a civil lawsuit would just be the final nail in the coffin. I really think Portia is trying to protect her family, but Isaiah is a man on a mission. If you ask me, he is not going to let this go just because she asked nicely. The pressure is mounting, and it is clear that Curtis is starting to feel the walls closing in. He's already looking for a top-tier lawyer, and my gut tells me he is aiming for Alexis. Can you imagine the fireworks if Alexis takes his case? She is the only one who might be able to keep him out of prison, but the cost might be her own professional reputation. And let us not forget Trina. Poor girl is under so much pressure, and Kai is clearly watching her like a hawk. When he starts urging her to delegate, you can see his genuine concern for her well-being. It is sweet, but Trina is too stubborn for her own good. She is pouring everything into this performance, and I am worried that if she does not listen to Kai, she is going to have a breakdown right before the curtain rises. There is a lot of hidden anxiety there, and I think Kai is seeing sides of her struggle that no one else is noticing. It is a quiet human element that makes the high stakes drama of Port Charles feel so much more grounded and real. If you ask me, we are heading toward a collision course of epic proportions. Every single one of these storylines, the hostage situation at Windermere, the power struggle between Sonny and Sidwell, the medical school turn for Christina, and the legal mess surrounding Curtis is intertwined in ways we are only just beginning to see. We are witnessing the calm before a massive, destructive storm. I am constantly asking myself, how much longer can these secrets stay buried? When the truth about the identity theft comes out, and when Curtis finally faces the judge, the fallout is going to change everything. We need to stay glued to our screens, guys, because I have a feeling that once the dam breaks, there is absolutely no stopping the flood. This is the kind of long form, complex storytelling that keeps us hooked, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited to see who makes it out alive on the other side of this mess. But wait, I have not even scratched the surface of what is brewing with Elizabeth and Hamilton. You know I love them, but the way they are tiptoeing around the ghosts of their past is honestly giving me anxiety. If you ask me, their relationship is currently a house of cards waiting for one wrong breeze to knock it flat. Ben is clearly struggling with his desire to be the hero, while Elizabeth is exhausted from playing the role of the stabilizer. I see them heading toward a massive confrontation where all the suppressed resentment over their complicated history finally spills over. It is not just about the hospital politics anymore. It is about the fundamental incompatibility of their trauma responses. We have all seen how this plays out in Port Charles. Someone hides a secret, the other finds out, and suddenly the whole town is watching a public meltdown. I am betting that the catalyst will be something seemingly small, maybe an oversight at work that forces them to choose between their professional ethics and their personal bond. Guys, if they survive this, I will be truly shocked. Meanwhile, do not get me started on the absolute disaster that is the potential reconciliation between Nina and Willow. I know, we all want peace, but let us be real. The emotional baggage there is heavy enough to sink a ship. Every time they share a scene, you can feel the air leave the room. It is suffocating in the best way possible. I personally think Nina is genuinely trying, but her impulsive nature is her own worst enemy. She tries to offer an olive branch and ends up torching the bridge instead. It is it is tragic, honestly. I see Willow pulling further away, not because she wants to be cruel, but because she is protecting her own peace. If you ask me, this arc is the emotional heartbeat of the season. It is not just about the secrets or the crimes, it is about the agonizingly slow process of forgiveness, or the lack thereof. I am keeping my eyes glued to every micro expression they trade, because in this show, the silence between the lines is where the real story lives. And and let us talk about the looming shadow over the Quartermain mansion. Tracy is back, and you know that means the claws are coming out. The way she is maneuvering to keep the ELQ reins tight is pure, unadulterated genius. If you ask me, she is the only one who truly understands the brutal reality of their family legacy. She is playing a game of chess while everyone else is playing checkers. I expect a massive showdown with Brooklyn soon, and I am here for it. We are in for a ride, guys, and I honestly do not think we are prepared for the finale of these current arcs. Stay locked in, because this is the golden age of soap drama,